Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Narrative Talks podcast. And today, we're doing the match review for the game between Man United and Brighton at the Amex. And if I must say, that game was a good game. There is nothing I could say that is negative about the game other than the fact that Man United just basically emphatically defeated Brighton. And we've done a double on Brighton. And to come off this season with 20 wins and 7 losses alone. And that is like amazing, basically. Amazing. 20 wins, 7 losses. Michael Carrick has engineered half a season of resurgence with results. A few dodgy performances here and there, but half a season of resurgence has been really, really, really great for Manchester United. And we have to call it out when necessary. And I would say I'm particularly impressed by the way the game went. The first 20 minutes, we didn't really have any kind of momentum. And I could say that basically that part of the reasons why we didn't have that momentum is because of the fact that it felt like we were struggling a little bit, basically to kind of deal with the weather as well as, try to feel our game. But yeah, I was particularly impressed by the way the players, applied themselves and all of that. And I was particularly impressed by the way we just kind of approached the game and tried to finish the game. Because the truth is, it's one thing to actually start a game. It's another to actually just finish the game. So I was particularly impressed with the way the team just finished the game, the way they played the game, the way they applied themselves. And I was happy for Mason Mount. He started in midfield and he basically finished the game in midfield. Barring, I think he was subbed off for Tyler Fletcher, but he did really well. He was making some defensive runs and some attacking runs and some intricate plays. He was involved in the game, in the goal that Mbomo scored with his 1-2 with Ahmad, who created the assist from Mbomo. But also, congratulations to Bruno Fernandes for being the all-time assist king, basically leading the Premier League in assists when it comes to the number of assists he's had. Overall, in all competitions this season, Bruno has 22 assists. In all competitions this season, he's been involved in 31 goal involvements. But in the Premier League alone, 30 goal involvements with 21 assists and 9 goals. So a goal and an assist today with a man of the match performance. I mean, everything just kind of pitted out after the 3 goals went in from the beginning of the second half. And we scored around the time where we usually score, from the middle, from towards the end of the first half to the beginning of second half to like 61 minutes and all of that. So it was interesting. I mean, I was so happy for Mbomo to also get goals. And we're going to do a season review. I mean, that one is a given. We're definitely going to do a season review to kind of review the game and how everything went. But if we're looking at like ball possession and everything, Man United ended the game with a ball possession of around 48% to 52 for Brighton. But Brighton huffed and puffed. Brighton played with everything. We were very aggressive. And then also I have to call out this person. He's Kobe Mainoo, basically. Turned up today, delivered today, beast of a performance. Nothing like negative to say about him as a player. But I was particularly impressed by how he carried himself and how he did everything positive when it comes to, the game and everything in between. So, yeah, Kobe made a good game today. Starting from the defense, I mean, Sander Lamans, clean sheet, had a couple saves and all of that. We're going to do player ratings video afterwards. And the videos are going to be trickling in pretty slowly because I think I've got a busy couple of days and I probably would catch my breath by Tuesday evening. But so I'm going to be releasing those videos and we're going to be analyzing the way we do on United Talks podcast. As you can see, I'm not in the studio, so I'm just, because I'm going out, I'm actually out. I just got back and I'm trying to record and all that. I had to go back and rewatch the game just to be able to give you proper analysis. But I was particularly impressed. I think Brighton had more shots than we did, but then we were more clinical again. But we still have to say this. Michael Carrick has actually engineered half a season of resurgence. 17 games played. That's half the season. 17 games played. 14 wins. No. Well, 17 games played, 12 wins, 2 losses and 2 draws, I think. 13 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. Something. 17 games played, but he engineered more wins and I think he had 2 draws and 2 losses. But yeah, it was a very good performance. I would say this. Yes, we sat back to defend towards the last part, but it was not as bad as other games. We were still potent. And the fact that we could see Sherlacy, well, for Tyrell Malacia, I'm also happy for him. But Sherlacy and Tyler Fletcher coming on in the second half, and Tyler Fletcher being a little bit more aggressive, maybe 1 or 2 loan spells would work for him to bring him out, and Sherlacy as well, maybe a loan spell or something, because I think looking towards next season, we have a good right side in Mbeumo and Ahmad if we're looking to get one striker, and we have a good left side in Cunha and Dorgu, and then we don't have a 10, like we only have Bruno Fernandes, so we'd need a 10. So maybe with the interest of Matheus Fernandes, we could actually get that 10. And then in the mid, I mean, we need reinforcements. We need like 2 midfielders or 3 midfielders. In the centre-back position, can't wait for De Ligt to come back. Euro and Heaven as well. Like, I wish Heaven got a chance ahead of Licha Martinez. Or maybe Heaven got a chance while Licha Martinez comes off and stuff like that. But it's also going to be good because Heaven is going to get a chance. Even Euro is going to get a chance when the season starts because Licha will just be back from the World Cup and stuff like that. Nuzai Mazraoui as well, another good performance. We hear rumors that they were going to get Reyes in and all of that. You've seen the video I released and stuff. But I was particularly impressed with the performance overall. Like, I can't fault the guys for how they turned up today. The stats are there to show. We're going to talk about the stats and the details in the stats when we do the player ratings. But overall, like from the first half, Bruno getting the assist, the goal scored by Dorgu. I mean, they were about to cancel that based on saying, oh, Van Verbruggen's hand touched the ball, so it was going to be an own goal, but it was also an assist, right? So, yeah. And, I mean, it was interesting because the truth is, Bruno Fernandes always tries to create chances for people. I don't see the narrative behind, especially for Roy Keane, trying to say, oh, Bruno Fernandes, he's playing for himself. How can you play a corner and you're playing that corner for yourself? He had many corner set piece assists and all of that, but how can you be playing a corner and you're playing the corner for yourself? So that is where I have a problem with the way the ex-players criticize our players. But I was particularly impressed by Bruno's performance today. At some point, it looked like Michael Carrick kind of shifted to a 4-3-3 with Sherlacy, Mainu, and Fletcher. Then Bruno on the left, Ahmad on the right, and then Xerxes. Xerxes came on, couldn't do anything because I think we're trying to hoof the ball and trying to play long ball and everything. But yeah, the game was I was pretty pleased with the game, and I liked the way the players kind of applied themselves. And long may it continue. Obviously, we as Man United fans can't wait for what happens next season. But still, we are waiting for Michael Carrick to actually implement what he intends to implement when it comes to his style of play, what he intends to implement when it comes to how he approaches games, what he intends to implement when it comes to, like, how we approach games like these. Yeah, Brighton were fighting for their lives because they were trying to win a game, and if they won today, then they would have found a way into UEFA Champions League, depending on how other games went. But Liverpool and Brentford drew today, so most likely Brighton were definitely going to have a chance to go to UEFA Conference League. So they're in the Conference League now. Then Crystal Palace will be looking to win over in the midweek to be able to make it to the Europa League. Then that will probably mean that there's one more spot for maybe Bournemouth to maybe most like, I don't know how that works. Maybe Bournemouth might make Champions League and then 2 teams, and then I think Brentford eventually makes Conference League or something. But yeah, whatever happens right around there, but most likely Crystal Palace have to win to be able to go into Europe again, and we'll have about 8 teams or 9 teams in Europe. But as it stands, I think you have Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Man City. Did I call Chelsea? My God, Chelsea are 10th. Man United, Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, And then you have Bournemouth and Sunderland. Sunderland snuck in the last minute. So Bournemouth and Sunderland in Europa League, while you have Brighton in the Conference League, and then Brentford are just under them. So yeah, it was a good game today. Overall, top performances from everybody, especially those who played the first half. Dorgu as well had a couple shots. He was shooting directly at the keeper, and I think he needs to improve that ahead of next season. Ahmad created an assist today. He was very impressive today as well. Hopefully, going to the World Cup kind of changes everything for him. Who else again in the middle? Menu, beast of a performance, as I mentioned earlier. Who else? Mount also, I appreciate his performance. Sitting in that central midfield role, he was doing a good job. Then in Luke Shaw as well, good performance as well. Then he came off for Thierry Malacia. Talking about the second goal, that second goal was a good intricate play between Mason Mount and Ahmad, who created the assist for Mbumo to stop in his 11th goal of the season. And yeah, speaking of the 4 new signings basically. Mbumo, 10 plus goals, obviously, plus assists. If you include that, it's like 13 to 14 goal contributions. Cunha, the same thing, around 12 to 13 goal contributions. Šeško, he has 11 goals, so around 12 to 13 goal contributions as well. I think Šeško has 2 assists and all of that. Then Bruno as well, he has 9 goals. I wish he got 10. And Man United basically getting 71 points. That is impressive. Like 71 points to kind of finish the season. That is impressive. And yes, in as much as we don't like, the style of play, as we say, it is unsustainable, we also have to give Carrick the credit for engineering this resurgence and all of that. But it is what it is. What do you guys think about the game? Who was your man of the match? We're going to do player ratings and we're going to analyze all of that, including the stats and the XGs. We'll see where the XG came from, as in what XG we had and how we finished the game. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to all things Manchester United. Put it in the comment section. What do you think about the game? How did Man United approach the game? What could we have done better? And how do you look? How excited are you for next season? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't have to miss anything as it relates to all things Manchester United. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.